Okay, so you know how everyone's talking about AI like it's the next big thing?
Yeah, it feels like it's everywhere now.
Right. Well, today on the deep dive, we're going deeper, way deeper. We're talking about AGI, artificial general intelligence, and how it could totally upend the whole work thing.
Yeah, AGI, that's like AI on steroids.
Exactly. And we don't want you to just barely keep up. We want you to get ahead of this thing. So no jargon, no tech overwhelm, just straight talk about what AGI might mean for your job, your skills, your future.
And for this deep dive, we've got some seriously insightful stuff to draw from. Like, have you heard of Jay Poole?
Cool, yeah, the technologist and futurist.
That's the one. Well, Poole and 7AI, their co-author researcher from Tech Frontiers, teamed up to write this paper called Will AGI Take Over Jobs Faster Than We Think?
Catchy title, right?
Right. And it's more than just hype. It's a deep dive into how AGI could totally change the game. So what we're doing today is pulling out the most useful, the most mind-blowing bits from that paper and putting them into plain language. So you walk away with a clear picture of this whole AGI thing.
Precisely. We'll cover what makes AGI so different from the AI we see now, which jobs might be first in line for makeover, and honestly, what new doors could open up because of AGI. Think of it as your personal cheat sheet for navigating the future of work.
Love it. Cheat sheet for the future.
All right, let's kick things off. First things first, what exactly is AGI? Like, how is it different from the AI stuff we hear about all the time?
So the core difference is in their abilities.
Yeah.
Think of the AI we have now, like the stuff recommending shows on Netflix, or the algorithms that beat grandmasters at chess. That's what we call narrow AI. Really good at one specific thing.
Specialist level.
Exactly. Now, AGI, that's like aiming for a whole different level.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI that could not only beat you at chess, but also write a symphony, then turn around and diagnose a medical condition.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Right. That's the kind of intellectual power AGI is, aiming for the potential to understand, learn, and perform across tons of different domains. Basically, anything a human mind can do.
Okay, so not just better, but broader in what it can do, like a decathlete instead of a sprinter.
Perfect analogy.
So our sources, Pool and 7AI, they highlight three things that make AGI, AGI.
The hallmarks of AGI.
Exactly. Let's start with the first one, cross-domain adaptability. What does that even mean in simple terms?
It means AGI is not stuck in a rut. It's not just a one-trick pony. It's about an AI that can, let's say, be analyzing complex financial data 1 minute, and then switch gears to write an incredible marketing campaign the next, and then maybe even go on to diagnose a medical issue after that.
So kind of like a human who's good at a lot of different things.
Right. Like, think about someone who can write a report, then lead a team meeting, and then come home and fix a leaky faucet. That's the kind of flexibility AGI aims for. Our current AI is more like, a really fancy hammer. It's great for hammering, but that's pretty much all it does.
Gotcha. It's the difference between being really good at one thing and being able to learn and adapt to pretty much anything.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing. So second on the list, they talk about self-learning systems. We already have AI that learns, right? So what makes AGI's learning different?
That's the key point. It's not just about learning, it's about how it learns. Right now, machine learning models, they improve based on the data we feed them.
So they need us to spoon-feed them.
Pretty much. But AGI, well, the idea is that it would be able to identify its own weaknesses, go out and find new information on its own, and actually refine its own algorithms and understanding without us humans constantly holding its hand.
So it's like it's constantly growing and learning.
It's like it has its own internal drive to learn, like a child who's just fascinated by everything and wants to figure it all out. Imagine the speed of development if it's not limited by us having to feed it data.
Wow, that's both amazing and kind of scary at the same time.
I know, right?
Okay, last but not least, they talk about autonomous decision-making. What does that mean in the context of AGI?
Think of it this way. It's not just about doing what it's told. It's about setting its own goals, figuring out how to achieve them, and making decisions along the way, all without us constantly giving it instructions.
So more than just following orders.
Way more. Take GPS navigation in your car. It can tell you the best route, but it's still working within the parameters you set, right? You tell it where you want to go. AGI, it could potentially decide where it needs to go based on a larger goal, and then strategize the best way to get there, adapting on the fly to unexpected stuff.
That's a whole different level of, well, intelligence.
It is. And this is where things get really interesting for the whole work landscape, because it changes the game from humans doing every little thing to us maybe setting broader goals and letting AGI figure out the specifics.
I'll say less doing, more overseeing.
You got it.
Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Okay, cool, but which jobs are actually on the line here? Like, is my job going to get taken over by a robot?
Right, the million-dollar question. And Pool and 7AI, they're pretty upfront about it because of how adaptable AGI could be. No job is totally immune in the long run.
So we're all doomed.
Not exactly. It's not about doom and gloom. It's about being prepared. And what they do is highlight 4 areas where they think we'll see the biggest changes first in the near future.
Okay, so like a heads up.
Exactly. The first one might not be a surprise: professional services. Think lawyers, accountants, consultants, jobs that involve a lot of high-level thinking and analysis.
And we already see AI dipping its toes in some of those fields, right?
Absolutely. Think about legal research and reviewing contracts. AI is already doing that. But with AGI, it could go so much further. Picture an AI that can handle an entire legal case, from the first research to building a strategy to drafting documents and even negotiating. And same goes for finance. Think complex financial modeling, tax preparation, audits, stuff that's super time-consuming and requires insane accuracy. AGI could potentially handle it all with, superhuman efficiency.
Makes you wonder what all those expensive consultants will be doing.
Right. Big questions. Okay, so here's a twist for you. The second sector they point to is tech and software. Ironic, right?
The creators become the created.
Exactly. Because AGI could potentially write, debug, and optimize code across multiple programming languages, stuff that takes human developers ages to master. And not just code, but also design and testing.
So the people building the AI might find themselves working alongside or even being replaced by their creations.
In a way, yeah. The tech world might look very different.
Wow, that's deep. All right, what's next on the list?
This one might seem more obvious: customer support and administrative roles.
Yeah, we've all dealt with chatbots, right?
Exactly. But imagine those chatbots, but like 1,000 times smarter. AGI could handle entire call centers, email support systems, you name it, giving real-time, personalized responses. Plus, tons of administrative tasks like scheduling, data entry, all that stuff could be automated.
So, less time on hold. I'm not mad at that.
Great.
Okay, last but not least, they talk about creative fields. This one feels trickier. Like, can you really automate creativity?
It's definitely the most complex one. AGI is already showing you can make art and music, write stories, even create videos. So, yeah, it's going to have an impact on fields like writing, design, marketing, you name it. But here's the thing that Pool and 7AI bring up: human authenticity. Like, will people still value art and stuff made by humans in the same way if AI can do it too?
That's a huge question. What does it even mean to be a human creator in a world where AI can make art?
Exactly. Big philosophical questions that, we don't have all the answers to yet.
So lots of potential for disruption in all these fields. But the good news is, Pool and 7AI, they also talk about how AGI could actually create new jobs.
Right. It's not just about jobs disappearing. It's about new ones popping up that we can't even imagine yet.
Like how the internet created jobs that didn't exist before.
Exactly. They point to 3 new roles that will probably be pretty important. The first one is the human-AI collaboration expert.
What does that even sound like?
Basically, these are the folks who make sure the humans and the AI are working together smoothly. They understand what AGI is good at, what it's not so good at, and how to build workflows that use both humans and AI in the best way possible. They're like the bridge between 2 worlds.
So like the AI whisperers.
Exactly.
What's the second job they talk about?
This one's super important: ethics and alignment officers. As AI gets smarter and more autonomous, we got to make sure it's not, running rogue.
Right. We don't want any sci-fi movie scenarios happening.
Exactly. So these officers, they develop the ethical guidelines for AI, make sure it's not doing anything shady, and they're basically the guardians of making sure AI is being used for good.
That sounds like a pretty big responsibility.
Huge responsibility.
And what's the last one?
This one's the AGI trainer and evaluator. Just like humans need teachers and coaches, AGI needs people to guide its learning, test its skills, and make sure it's actually learning the right stuff.
So someone's got to teach the robots.
You got it.
Okay, so new jobs are popping up, but we need to make sure people are ready for them, right?
Right, and that's a big point that Pool and 7AI make. We need a massive rethink of how we do education and training. Like, if the jobs of tomorrow don't even exist yet, how do we prepare people for them? It's going to take a huge effort from governments, schools, and individuals.
It's like the whole system needs an upgrade.
Totally.
So we've got a sense of AGI's potential, the jobs that might be affected, and some cool new jobs that could emerge. But what can people actually do about it? Like, how can we prepare for this AGI future?
Well, Pool and 7AI, they give some pretty solid advice. For individuals, it's all about lifelong learning, but focusing on the skills that AI can't easily replicate.
So what, like become more human?
In a way, yeah. Things like emotional intelligence, creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, basically, the stuff that makes us uniquely human. It's about figuring out what you're good at and how to make those skills even stronger.
So like playing to your strengths.
Exactly. And for companies and leaders, it's about thinking bigger than just automating existing tasks. It's about using AGI to make human work better and shifting towards roles that emphasize things like strategy, innovation, and building strong relationships. It's like, how do we use AI to free up humans to do what they do best?
That's a really cool way to think about it.
Right. And then on a bigger societal level, there's the whole discussion about social safety nets. Like, what happens if people lose their jobs to AI? How do we support them?
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is. It's about considering things like universal basic income or other ways to help people transition during big economic shifts. It's not an easy conversation, but it's one we need to be having.
No easy answers, for sure. Okay, so just to wrap things up, let's recap the key takeaways here, the stuff you really got to remember from this deep dive.
You got it. First thing, AGI could change the job market way faster than we think, like a lot faster. Second, new jobs will pop up, but lots of old ones will either vanish or look totally different. Third, getting ready for this is on all of us. We need to keep learning and adapting, and companies need to be smart about how they use AI. And lastly, this isn't just about robots taking our jobs. It's about rethinking what work even is and how we create value. It's big picture stuff.
It's huge. So as you're listening to this, the question Pool and 7AI pose is spot on. It's not if AGI is coming, but how quickly, and more importantly, how well we handle it. So what's your next move? How are you going to get ready for this future?
And here's one last thought to leave you with. If AGI does change everything about how we work and create value, it begs the question, what will it mean to be human in a world where machines can do so much of the thinking work? What will our purpose be? That's something to think about, to really ponder as we step into this new world.